Welcome to the fourth and hopefully final episode of this introduction. As I said in the last episode, it was meant to be only 3 episodes, but started to get a bit long, so I've cut them into 4. And here's the fourth. I hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome to this introductory video of my Mind, Body and Spirit channel, Living in Harmony with the Real World. My name is Gary Edward Geddall. If you don't already know, I'm a state-registered psychologist, psychotherapist, family therapist and hypnotherapist with 25 years of experience working in these fields. First of all, the 4 published volumes of the Living in Harmony series each have interesting topics to discuss. Books 1, 2 and 3 I've already covered in the first episodes, so oh no. So where's the bookshelf? Seriously? Hello, bookshelf. So can we please take a look at Volume 4, Perfecting Your Role of Inner Parenting? Thank you. This 4th book is in fact 3 books. Here the goal is to reinforce and expand the range of your coping strategies, using a concept which I call inner parenting, for which there exist at the moment 48 archetype cards and images that I use in this approach. You'll see in a minute. The system is to enrich and enlarge your coping strategies, both internally to deal with your own behaviors and moods and experiences, and externally to deal with real-world situations, for which I use this series of archetypes. Okay, just a little presentation of this 4th book, volume, Perfecting Our Inner Parenting, which is not really very good as a title because it's more than that, but you'll see. Concept, we start off with some basic concepts of how a person develops. We come into this world with certain traits or cards, which you might see in the image, and we have the people around us that help us learn how to be parents of ourselves. Right? So we develop with all the experiences of the people that we meet, and or we get feedback, and after a while we find approximately 5 strategies to do in life based on our young experiences, and that's how we become who we are. We define ourselves as the combination of our coping strategies. I'm someone timid, I'm someone quiet, I'm someone that does so by myself, I'm someone more extrovert, I'm more dynamic, and I'm more into conflict, I'm excellent. So the idea is that there are basically 5 strategies that we use, and the image that we use are screwdrivers. And we say that in our youth, in our young adults, our young lives, we are confronted with certain screws, and the screwdrivers that we help to create, are the best way to deal with those particular situations. However, life as we meet it as we grow into adults is much more complex, and we're not always appropriate with the screwdrivers that we have. And so dysfunction, unhappiness, unwellness and sickness is basically when our coping strategies are not adapted to the lives that we have. That's not to say that those strategies are wrong in any way. It's just that we are confronted with things that we just don't know how to deal with, and we don't have the tools. So the idea of the inner parent concept, which may be the best name, is to be able to change your head in every sense of the term, to give yourself much more choices, as not to get rid of the ones you love, to add more choices into the way that you function. So the concept of the inner child, which is different than maybe a lot of other people's concepts of the child, is basically it's our survival reactions. We like something, we don't like something. You take a baby is happy or it's sad. If it's getting what it wants more of it. It wants to keep going towards it. If it doesn't like it, it cries. It complains, and it wants to stop whatever it is that's unpleasant. It needs to go away from it. And the easiest image is if you put your hand on a hot plate on the stove, it burns, it hurts. You take your hand off. It saves us getting burned worse. And so every reaction is of purpose, it's of general need, and that is our survival mechanisms. You might meet someone and you don't like them immediately. Unfortunately, to either to give them a slap or run away is not usually appropriate. So what do? We have what I call the inner parent. The inner parent is the part of ourselves that takes these reactions that are honest and true and appropriate as reaction, and then we find a way to deal. So we take something, for instance, we're laying in bed early in the morning, it's warm and we're sleepy and we don't want to get out of bed, and part of us say, I don't want to get out of bed. That is a very appropriate reaction to have. It's true. And then there's another part of this. You consider the parent figure within ourselves that says, hey, get out of bed, you've got to go to school, you've got to go to work, and then go to the toilet, have a wash, have a shave, whatever, and get ready to go out, because life expects that of you when you need to. And if you don't, there'll be unpleasant consequences that you will like even less than the pleasure of staying in bed. So it's that sort of a concept, and the way that we deal with ourselves, those are the coping strategies which we will see tomorrow. So the IP approach is to say that we have a number of different coping strategies, different ways of functioning, different ways of being, and I just use pictures of myself just to show something amusing. We have a lot of resources. I talk about patients' resources, but I'm also talking about your resources. We have many more resources than we're aware of. When we're in very, very tough situations, we can often pull out the ways to do these things. There are stories of little women lifting cars to save children, people in danger running for hours and hours on end, escape something very dangerous, or running faster than they understand and they imagine, staying up later, or whatever. Is that when we're pushed, we have more resources. It's just that generally something on the outside that's very strong and very threatening to push us into those other resources. So for the inner parent approach, I use archetypes. Why professional archetypes? Because for most people, they have more or less the same value. I understand different parts of the world. A policeman, if you're a young black guy in one of the American southern states, maybe your vision of the policeman is not the same as if you're a middle-aged English person in England with an English policeman, Bobby, as they used to be known as. So it's not all the same, but it is useful. It gives a general way of looking at things, and it's the archetype is allegoric. It bypasses the critical mind. It's like stories. It's things that say, instead of saying be like this and be more authoritative, so I can't be like authoritative, or be softer or be more agreeable. They know they're not that. So when you sort of talk directly to their mind, the mind says this is not real, it's not possible, it can't be that person. But if you say here is an archetype, and let's work on how you can find within yourself facets of that archetype, it's already one or two steps away from that person as they see themselves, and that gives us room to maneuver, and that gives us room to work. So that's that, and after that we have some of the archetypes. So,
the salesman. The salesman's not known for being the most honest or trustworthy of types. However, pointing out the best aspects of someone or something and skating over the weak points can be a useful skill to possess. Being completely and strictly honest are admirable qualities in general. However, there are circumstances when life is not so correct. I'm the Sergeant Major, the epitome of tough love. When you can't be bothered, feel too tired, are ready to give up. then you need to call for the Sergeant Major. Effort, tenacity, focus, and hard work will bring you the results that you dream of. But only if you invest in yourself.
I am a big boss. I feel much more comfortable when I have all the power and the responsibility. Power and responsibility must always go together.
I am the critic. The critic sees things as they are. You have to accept things as they are. That way you can know what is good, what is bad, what has to be changed.
Thank you. I will also be looking at couple relationships and issues that come of them. Some of the themes I'll be covering include relationship distance, which can be fusional, balanced, or parallel. 1, 2, or 3 living spaces. Are you more a hermit, mixed, or what I call a socialite? What draws us into relationships? For me, it's because we have the same levels of functioning, or to be more cynical, the same levels of dysfunctioning. As mentioned before, I will be happy to create hypnotic inductions from special requests. And as I will mention in a moment, I will also be offering free video consultations under certain conditions. Remember that for the moment I'm doing everything alone. I also have to work full time, sometimes see my family, and make French versions of most of the episodes. Which means for the moment I will not be able to upload episodes as often as I would wish. So I could really do with your help to get this channel up and working. I've said this before, I can still repeat it. So please, please, please like and subscribe to this channel, leave comments, tell your friends, share the link. Now, there's a few extra bits. You could of course hunt up my books on Amazon or order them from your local bookstore. A nice review is always appreciated. There's books on therapy, there's the 4 Living in Harmony books, there's stories for children, there's things about hypnosis, and there is an inspirational series called The Island of Serenity, which I've already written 5 volumes of. No, 7 volumes of, I forget. However, I've also decided to join Patreon, and Patreon members will obviously draw special benefits from their membership, direct chats with me, access to one-to-one video therapy sessions, free ebooks, members only NFTs, special discounts for various goods, services and therapy sessions, the ability to suggest various topics for me to cover, and the possibility to organise these free therapy sessions with me. As I am, as I've said, totally alone at the moment, it might take me a while to get everything correctly up and running, so please bear with me. Also, although I will not be accepting any commercial sponsorship, I will be open to requests from commercial enterprises and therapists to offer my members special offers for their goods and services. These will be listed on a future website, which will be coming online, hopefully, relatively soon. I'm really looking forward to sharing my 25 years plus of experience with you. So until the next time, love, light, live long and prosper. Bye for now. Gary.
Coming back to my senses, douse